Okay, so what if I told you that you could jump from a time and range of 58% to over 74% in just a matter of weeks? It's not a hypothetical, someone actually did it using the exact strategies we're going to break down today. So if you've ever felt like you've hit a wall with your glucose control, this right here, this is your playbook to finally break through. Let's get into it. Does this number look painfully familiar? You know, you're doing all the things. You're tracking your data, you're really trying, but that needle, it just feels stuck, right? Maybe it's 58%, maybe it's 62%, and honestly, it can be so frustrating. But here's the thing. Moving from that plateau to over 70% is totally possible. And it's not about trying harder, it's about trying smarter. It's about making small, very specific changes. And this is the number, 70%. That's the clinical goal. We're talking about spending at least 17 hours a day inside that healthy glucose zone. Now, I know that might feel like a huge leap from where you are now, but this explainer is designed to be your tactical playbook to get you there, one step at a time. So just as a quick refresher, what exactly is time in range, or TIR? Well, it's pretty simple. It's the percentage of time your glucose stays in that sweet spot, between 70 and 180. And the science on this is absolutely clear. TIR is a much better predictor of long-term complications than your A1C. Every single percentage point you gain is a win. Think about it. Going from 58% to just 63% adds more than an hour of healthy glucose levels to your day. That's a huge deal. Okay, so we've covered the why. You get it. It's important. Now for the fun part, the how. We're about to dive into 7 proven tactics. And these aren't just vague suggestions. These are specific, actionable strategies that get measurable results. First up, and this one is an absolute game changer, meal timing. We get so obsessed with what we're eating, right? But it turns out that when we eat can be just as powerful, if not more so, for managing those glucose spikes. And here's the proof. Check this out. Simply by eating your protein and your vegetables before you touch your carbs, you can cut that post-meal glucose spike by an average of 35%. 35. That's an incredible return on investment for such a tiny little tweak to your routine. So let's make this super practical. What does this actually look like? Number 1, eat your chicken or your paneer before you eat the rice. Simple. Number 2, try to give yourself 4 to 5 hours between meals. This helps prevent those spikes from piling on top of each other. And number 3, this is a big one. Try to finish dinner at least 3 hours before you hit the sack. That move alone can boost your overnight TIR by 10 to 15%. All right, our second strategy is all about exercise. And I just love this quote because it gets right to the heart of the matter. It's not just that you exercise, it's when you do it. The timing can literally determine whether your movement helps you or, in some cases, even works against you. It's all about being strategic. So here's your tactical plan. The single most effective thing you can probably do is just go for a simple 15 to 30-minute walk after your biggest meals. What happens is your muscles immediately start sopping up all that glucose for fuel, which flattens out the spike. Then sprinkle in some resistance training a couple of times a week to improve your long-term insulin sensitivity. And just be a little careful with super intense cardio on an empty stomach because sometimes that can actually cause a spike. And the results from this, they are huge. Consistently taking that post-meal walk can bump up your time in range by 8 to 12%. Seriously, for some of you listening right now, that one simple habit could be the thing that gets you over that 60% hump and on your way to 70. All right, now we're going to zoom out a little bit and talk about optimizing your entire daily rhythm. This is where we get into the foundational stuff: sleep, carbs, and stress. These are the things that can either supercharge all your other efforts or completely sabotage them. Let's kick things off with sleep. And I can't emphasize this enough. You could have the most perfect diet, the best exercise plan in the world, but if your sleep is garbage, you are fighting an uphill battle. Poor sleep is like a secret TR killer. It just tanks your insulin sensitivity and drives up your fasting glucose. And if you need convincing, look at this statistic. It's staggering. Just one single night of bad sleep can drop your time in range by as much as 15% the next day. And that effect can stick around for almost 2 days. So if you're pulling your hair out over high morning numbers, the answer might not be in your diet. It might be in your bedroom. So how do we fix it? Well, the steps are pretty simple, but they're incredibly powerful. First, aim for 7 to 9 hours. The really crucial one, though, is to try and maintain a consistent schedule. Go to bed and wake up around the same time, even on weekends. And then there are the little things. Keep your room cool and ditch the screens for an hour before bed. Your body will thank you. Okay, our next strategy is all about smoothing out the bumps. It's about reducing carb variability. And the core idea here is really simple. Consistency is way more important than perfection. If you have a low-carb breakfast, a huge carb-heavy lunch, and then a medium-carb dinner, you're sending your body on a glucose roller coaster. It's just too unpredictable. So here's how to put this into practice. Just for a couple of weeks, try to aim for a roughly similar amount of carbs at each meal. You don't have to be perfect, but it helps. And a great way to do this is to actually measure your portions for a week or two. It's not forever, it's just to calibrate your eyeball, And planning your meals ahead of time, that's your secret weapon against that tired, I'll just order a pizza moment. Our fifth strategy tackles the invisible enemy, stress. That crazy deadline at work, getting stuck in traffic. It's not just in your head, it's a real physical event for your body. Your body releases cortisol, and that hormone basically screams at your liver to dump sugar into your bloodstream. But the good news is the fix can be really simple. Just a 10-minute meditation or some deep breathing can actually bring that stress-induced glucose number down. Okay, we are in the home stretch. In this final section, we're going to pull it all together and talk about how to build your personalized plan. Because this is not about trying to do everything at once. It's about being strategic, stacking these habits, and using your own data to see what really moves the needle for you. Now, our sixth strategy can be one of the most powerful ones, and that's medication timing. But let me be crystal clear here. I need to put up a big flashing warning sign. You must always, 100% of the time, talk to your doctor before you even think about changing your medication schedule. This is purely for your education, so you can have a smarter conversation with your healthcare provider. And this chart shows you exactly why that conversation is so worth having. Just look at the potential impact here. Yeah, meal and exercise timing are great, they give you a nice boost, but optimizing your medication timing, with your doctor's help of course, can give you a 10 to 15% jump in TIR. This chart really helps you prioritize where to focus your energy. Okay, so this is maybe the most important takeaway of the whole explainer. Please do not try to do all 7 of these things tomorrow. I'm serious. That is just a recipe for burnout. The real key to success is to stack these strategies. You pick 1 or 2, you master them, you make them a habit, and then you add another one on top. So what does that stacking look like in the real world? Well, let's go back to that person from the beginning, the one who went from 58 to 74%. Here's how they did it. For the first 2 weeks, they only focused on meal timing. That got them a 5% boost. Then they added post-meal walks, and boom, another jump. By the time they layered in a better sleep schedule, they'd stacked up a massive improvement. This is the power of compounding small, consistent changes over time. And here it is, your entire playbook, all on one slide. This is your cheat sheet. You can see every strategy, its potential impact, how long it might take to see results, and a simple difficulty rating. Use this to figure out where to start. Maybe you look at this and say, okay, I can definitely do the 2 easy ones this month. That's a perfect way to begin. We've covered a ton of ground, but honestly, it all boils down to this. Information is useless without action. So the only question that matters right now is, what is the one small change you are going to make today to start improving your time and range? Pick one. Start now. You've got this.